Hello, everyone. It's Cheryl Millett live at 5 Mondays. This is all things healthy, and it's going to be 5-ish. I'm not sure what 5:05. It might be 5:30, 5:20, but it will be somewhere in the hour of 5 o'clock that I'll do this video now that I'm working and have this work project, which is going awesome. I see the light is going to fluctuate here with my camera based on the outside light because I don't have any light on in my office right now. And it might be just because, the sun, because it's sun comes from the west and that's where my window is. So anyway, welcome everyone, and it's good to see so many people interested in health these days. Today I specifically wanted to talk about the heart health, which is, according to facts, one of the top diseases out there that causes death. And it's not the only one, not the only top one, but it's definitely the top of the tops anyway that are affecting people's quality of life and their health, and rightfully so. It's a very, very, very important organ in the body. The cardiovascular system is very, very important. I mean, just to understand that what's happening with the heart and how it helps the body is it actually is bringing in the vital nutrient oxygen into the body, into the cells for producing energy, basically. It's a very important nutrient for our body. So heart health, you can look at it from a couple of things. One is, what are you told not to do, and what are you told to do, and how you can look at that is, what are you being told to eat or not to eat? What are you told is the cause? And that is a problem in the sense that for decades now, people are being told, and rightfully so, research has its limitations. We have to understand just how possible it is to research to have limitations. And this is something we just have to accept as humans, that as man, that we have these limitations in so many fronts, partially because I think it's not as easy to say black and white. This is happening for this reason, when there's so many underlying things going on. And it's not just from a lifestyle. If we want to include mindset is in the lifestyle, great. But as we are growing and learning and being present with who we are, what we're choosing to do, and then we bring our experiences and what that's brought into us, this all plays on how our body is, how healthy it is. And that's an important factor. Ground zero, what are you born with? And that is being problematic these days, where people are actually having, or they're saying, anyway, I'm hearing this, that they've had this, I don't call it defect, but there's something that's gone on with the heart from an early age, and this is causes issues, therefore going on. Now, one of the things is fitness is something that we're told is extremely good for our heart. And I'm not saying it isn't exactly, but I'm saying that at one level, fitness will tear down muscle to build muscle, and that is a stress on the body, so much so that we do have to monitor our heart rate. We have to see, there's the blood pressure, there's all these factors in how our body's responding to the fitness at the various levels. We know that elite athletes, when they work out, it's extremely important that the body recover from their strenuous workouts, which actually, of course, build muscle memory, builds muscle mass, but primarily muscle memory, I think, is one of the important things there, where they are learning a sport, they are learning to get better at it, they're learning the technique, and this is kind of like, yes, the mind to physical body communication. So with fitness, I would caution people, especially if they're trying to lose weight in some ways, that aerobics will actually bring the body to a very stressful place. You know, it's like you're running from a lion, and this raises cortisol levels. It changes the chemistry. That's just as simple as that. It changes the chemistry in our body, and you cannot digest properly. So to even eat too close to when you're working out is an issue if your body isn't fully digested its food. And what we have to look at is factors that are going to help our heart. And you could just do a nice, gentle walk for an hour every day, moderate paced, you know, some stairs, gentle. That will really get the heart up rate. Just add hills and stairs to it, but you don't have to be moving fast. And the key, I think, as we know, we're bringing in oxygen and it's really impacting our heart, is that the breathing is so important, is to have that nice breathing, which is just as I've talked about it. Breath in, pause, breath out, pause. And the time that you're taking in the breath, you know, you just take that time to take in the breath and also let out the breath. If you're going too quickly, you can't. In fact, I know when I was more congested, I couldn't run and just breathe through my nose. It was impossible to get the amount of oxygen into my lungs with just breathing in and out of my nose in a running. But as I've learned, the congestion is one thing, and that's important for people to understand, that congestion is going to affect the heart. Stress is going to affect the heart, and the breathing will affect how much oxygen you're bringing into the body, which will affect how fast you can run or how long you can run. So these factors are important. But the other thing that's extremely important, I think, is the whole cholesterol thing. That the limitations on research had them learn that cholesterol was the plaque that was in the arteries, and then there's some hardening that's going on too. But really, the plaque is actually helpful, like a Band-Aid is on a sore. It is protecting the disintegration or ulceration or splitting of the artery wall. And as that splits and splits and splits, it can't. We don't. That's an aneurysm, right? A bursting. We can't have that. That would just mean, you know, internal bleeding or whatever it is, and that's just not good. So really, it's about understanding cholesterol's true purpose. And cholesterol is not the bad guy. We need cholesterol to even make vitamin D. So hear that. You know, we have the rays coming from the sun. The sun and the cholesterol that's in our skin is producing the non-steroidal hormone called vitamin D, which is critical in our body, a great antioxidant, and all the things that we know it does and all the things that we don't know it does. But it's very healthy, the sunshine. But we need to convert it. We need to have cholesterol in order to make that conversion happen. See how important that is? So to lower cholesterol with medications due to potential effects in the, laying down in the arteries, wouldn't it be better if we could promote diet and supplements that would actually give us that healthy interior lining or whatever, the whole, wall of the arteries? Wouldn't it be better to actually have that in integrity, that whole wall, so that there's no need to put a Band-Aid on it, right? Protect, or if there's a piece of glass and people have been cutting themselves on a piece of glass and, the Band-Aid's there, of course you can see everybody more on Band-Aids, wearing Band-Aids because they're cutting themselves on the glass. So it's the glass that's the issue. It's not the fact that we have so many Band-Aids. I mean, we wouldn't get angry at needing to buy Band-Aids when we need to use them. And so that's really the issue. People may not even have high cholesterol and they're having heart attacks. And it's important. It's really, I think that the cholesterol is actually like the Band-Aid, and it is giving us and allowing us to eventually get the signs and symptoms of congestion in the arteries so that we can deal with that. And if we can get that diagnosis, then we can reverse the buildup of cholesterol in the arteries, and that is possible, right? So if we can, with raw seal oil, grow back nerves in the eye for those who have neuropathy or nerve damage, any nerve damage, it'd be helpful to have, raw mammalian seal oil, which I educate on. But in research, it shows that. So if we can grow back nerves, which in medical they never heard of, then why is it that we can't actually reverse the cholesterol buildup? If the artery wall is being supported and we have this new turnover of cells all the time, then the body's going to respond that. That's the anti-aging. That's the anything anti in the body for good is going to happen if we're giving it what it needs. But quite often we have to know what that formula is, and that's going to be based on your lifestyle. So heart health nutrients, let's say, that we need, because you can get it from your food, but you might not be able to get enough just due to too much stress on the body. And again, that would include all the fitness that you might be including in your day-to-day. So you've got to offset that stress. And this would be, antioxidants are very important. Certain nutrients like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, those are touted as antioxidants. There's many more, but the idea is to offset the stress, offset even toxicity, even the internal toxicity that's caused by just the production of energy, let's say. So we have antioxidants, of course, protein, that's rebuilding of the cells. You'd want that there, because if you were deficient in protein, you wouldn't be able to rebuild the cells. And then you have the other building blocks of the cell, which is the omegas, and that to me is very critical, because you've heard this even by Bruce Lipton, but I've heard it explained actually more than what Bruce Lipton has. And really what Bruce Lipton kind of says is the cell membrane is the brain of the cell. Dr. Jerry Tennant says this as well. And I could put other names out here in descriptions, but let's say the cell membrane, the skin to the cell, every cell is dependent upon these essential fatty acids, which we're thinking fats coming in fats, right? Lipids, fats. And this is very, very critical. And I know I will come on and speak just to that, because it's almost like you need to walk before you run. It's the same thing. You need to understand what the building blocks of the cell membrane is before these other things. Really, if you get that, then you go on to the next and the next and the next, just over and above what key nutrients are. To me, the fatty acids are paramount. The proteins, yes, and carbs to the certain degree that we need them, and vitamins and minerals too. So all of the basics. But anyway, I'm going to end there today. I think there's a lot of nuggets there, a lot of things that you can mull over, especially when it comes to heart health. We can't beat a healthy heart. Did I just say that? We can't beat, anyway, we can't beat a healthy heart. So there you go. I'm just going to end it here. If there's any questions, anybody, feel free to ask now or at any time. This will be uploaded to YouTube, so I'll actually put a link down below on that. So best of health. Have a great week, and I look forward to coming on board next week. Bye for now.